Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Today is another time for Nnamdi Kanu to appear before the Federal High Court, Abuja, to resume trial again. And the preparation, according to his legal team, had been on top gear for this particular date. But then something very shocking happened, which we are going to be sharing with you in a jiffy. Don't forget that in the previous trial, what had always been experienced as stringent conditions of security, where people are not even allowed to go close to, the security or the court environment, or litigants and other lawyers are not permitted to, carry out their transaction in their market, place. The court is like marketplace for all the lawyers. But this time around, there had been a kind of a reduction, a relaxation of those stringent measures. We're going to be looking at what is actually happening there in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Wednesday resumed at the Federal High Court in Abuja. However, unlike previous trial, it's reported that the court authorities dismissed some of the stringent conditions surrounding Kanu's trial. Also, journalists and other media practitioners were granted access to the courtroom after proper identification. Also, lawyers and litigants are allowed to witness the treasonable felony charges brought against Biafra Nation agitator by the federal government. Regardless of this, there is a heavy security presence at the court as operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) have taken perfect control of the security situation within and outside the court premises. The court had last month issued a practice direction which moved the trial to CCT believed to be large and spacious enough to accommodate the crowd that usually surged to witness the trial. The practice direction endorsed by the Chief Judge of the Court, Justice John Zoho, had also prohibited media coverage except where expressly permitted. However, the court has jettisoned the stringent condition hitherto attached to the trial. Although reasons for deviating from the practice direction have not been made known, it was gathered that Jabi Code of Conduct Tribunal was considered too porous for such a sensitive trial, especially from the security point of view. Apart from unhindered access being granted to lawyers and media practitioners, roads leading to the court are not blocked, while food vendors are also having their business done without molestation. Wow, this is a good one coming from the court, because before now it's been too rigorous and people seem not to really like the way things were done. You understand? And right now, a lot of people are very happy about the step taken thus far, in handling the issue. It was as if there was there was a sinister plan by the group that he is leading, about trial periods like this, and all of a sudden everything has changed. Now, the big question is, why is it that everything has changed all of a sudden? That is one big question that we need to answer. Why is it that everything has changed? It's no more what it used to be. Now, I will give some assumptions. I'm not so sure about it, but I feel that it may have also affected a lot of things. First of all, if you go through the trial from the inception, when it started, far back in the month of June or July last year, you will notice that there had never been a case whereby there was a heavy fight by his supporters, as Nnamdi Kanu supporters, and the security agents. We've not also seen a situation whereby possible invasion of the courtroom by ESN to whisk him out, because I know those were some of the fears. He set up ESN as far back December 2020 to protect the forests and all of that of Biafra land. But most people were expecting that one day those guys would just disguise, enter, and hijack him and run away with him to unknown destination. But shockingly, from the month of that July till date, we've not seen even one elementary attempt, or maybe they have been seen around the court environment with guns and weapons. People started running helter skelter, and then they had to also run away. We've not experienced that. You understand? IPOB themselves, they conduct themselves with so much dignity and respect. You see them, they just gather around the place. No one even attempts to fight the DSAs or security operatives and all of that. So you can see that they are a peaceful, organization. And also, if you have been listening fairly recently to some of the reports coming from his legal representative, talking about Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, when he's talking about when they visit him in DSS custody, you will notice that they had never been a statement that he made that kind of instigated violence. You see him always telling his people, I respect the way you guys are carrying yourself, and you guys should continue like that. Let peace abound, and all of that. So, with those statements, you now realize to some extent relaxation on the part of the securities. There's if these guys are not giving us any issue, and these security people are only, the journalists are only coming around to know the content of the trial. Why didn't we have to bother ourselves with unnecessary stringent measures, stopping people from doing what they're supposed to do? And I also believe that another reason that they had to relax the stringent measures used, especially security measures used during his trial, is the fact that other people are complaining, talking about some the how do they call them, other litigants and lawyers. Could still remember far back, Andy Uba had a case in court, and when Andy Uba came around, I think Andy or Ifeanyi Uba, one of them came around, they were very mad at the way they were treated. That they didn't even allow him. He's a sitting senator. They didn't even allow him to go into the courtroom or to the court environment to do his own business. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing his own business. Them too, they are doing their own business. Why should you allow his case to be so serious, such that other litigants and other lawyers who have cases on that particular day are not permitted to go into the courtroom until his case finishes? That was absolutely wrong. Complaints started coming from other lawyers, and I feel that with all of that happened, they had to, like, let's calm down. Let's not take this thing this far. After all, there had been no security trade or anything like that, and I feel that's why they decided to relax. It's a good development, and it's a pointer to the fact that the court also are actually listening. That's where we would like to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position?